trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5:30.
Coming up, unfortunate update. Wind causes the cancellation of one Memorial Day event here in the capital city. We're live on the scene. Plus, past problems. The Secret Service releases new details on the deadly shooting on White House grounds, what they're saying about the gunman tonight. And showing support. We'll take a look at the brand new shirts for fans ahead of the Women's College World Series. But first tonight, breaking now, flames erupt in an East Lincoln garage. Some shocking scenes captured by a neighbor as they try to put out the blaze before first responders got to the scene. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. This fire here breaking out just south of 70th and O Streets today. Let's get a closer look here. Citizen journalist Melanie giving us a view of the crews working on scene in this video sent into our Now Local News app. First responders called to that townhouse just before 1:30 this afternoon. And one of our reporters sending in another view from the scene. You can see a huge black char mark on the side of the garage right there. We're reaching out to Lincoln Fire and Rescue to get information on what caused that fire and how much damage is left behind. Well, right now, the weather putting a wrinkle in some patriotic plans. The world's largest American flag is here in Lincoln today, and crews were set to raise that flag here in just a few minutes. But some bad news tonight. The wind is too strong for the festivities. Channel 8's Emma Norwood joins us live at Sandhills Global Event Center with the details of what's going on. Emma?
Yeah, hey, good evening, Mackenzie. I mean, as you can probably tell from my hair, it's pretty windy out here. Organizers just told me that they're having to cancel tonight's event. I mean, that wind has just proven to be too much for everyone's safety around here. Now, I want you to take a look at your screen here. The flag is 250 feet by 505 feet and weighs almost 3,000 pounds. They say it takes almost 600 to 650 people just to get it unfurled and raised. Now, due to those dimensions of the flag and this wind, they're canceling that unraveling just to make sure everybody's safe. They said that anything over 15 miles per hour prevents the drone shows, skydivers, and flag from operating smoothly. Organizers did tell me just a few minutes ago that they've had to deal with this problem just on Friday when they were planning to unravel this flag up in Omaha. So Nebraska looks like will have to wait their turn to see the world's largest flag. Now, usually they did say that they would try to just postpone this event, but they said that they've been keeping an eye on tomorrow's forecast, and it looks to be pretty much about the same, so they're just having to cancel it altogether. For now, reporting live here in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, thanks for the update, Emma. Definitely hopeful that they will be able to somehow get that back here in Nebraska at some point. Now, with the holiday tomorrow, we're going to take a look at all the events happening around town. Lincoln Memorial Park will have their tribute at 11:30 a.m. It's the annual observance where people can honor the men and women who gave their lives in service to this country. Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly will speak at the program, and then back out at Sandhills Global, there's also going to be some races. Competitive barrel racing will start at 11 in the morning, and then there's a $3,000 prize for the riders. While many are getting together with family and friends, of course, it's a holiday meant to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Governor Jim Pillen making a proclamation ordering all flags to be flown at half-staff in recognition. And all Nebraskans are also invited to join in a moment of prayer at 11 a.m. and a minute of silence at 3 p.m. Well, flags already lining the streets in some neighborhoods in Lincoln, like you can see in this video sent to our Now Local News app. However you're spending your Memorial Day, we want to see whether you're out at the lake or if you make it to a Memorial Day ceremony, let us know. You can scan the QR code there on your screen and send in a video to our Now Local News app. Well, hopefully the weather will hold up for the holiday tomorrow. Not a cloud in the sky here in Lincoln. Citizen journalist Kevin giving us a great view of the Capitol building this morning. You could hear some birds chirping in the background, maybe a little bit of a light breeze. Couldn't ask for much better this morning. And let's take a live look outside right now in Aurora. The flags certainly flying with that wind that Emma was talking about earlier. Let's send things on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to see what's going on. Rusty?
There is a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of north central and northeast Nebraska that goes through about 10 or 11 o'clock this evening. Depends on what side of the watch you're on. But we do have that severe thunderstorm watch, and we may see more storms further south and southwest of there. There are more storms trying to brew, but we'll show you that here in a second. But that severe thunderstorm watch goes through 11 p.m. and the storms are moving from west to east, which we'll look at right now. There's those stronger storms just south of O'Neill. One or two of those could get on the strong to severe side, and then a little further south and a little further southwest, headed towards Grand Island, some marginal thunderstorms. None of those are severe right now or even really close, but monitoring that area for a possible watch as well. Sunset at 8:46 this evening. We have mostly clear skies here in the capital city, but a shower, maybe an isolated storm after sunset, a possibility. Temperatures dropping into the 70s after the sun goes down. For Memorial Day, looking really nice. We have 74 degrees by 10 a.m. and eventually into the 80s, even the upper 80s, perhaps a few 90s out there by the afternoon. Outside in near Allocam, 21st and L Street, mostly sunny skies in Lincoln with temperatures in the middle 80s in the capital city, 85 degrees, 88 in Grand Island, 89 North Platte, and some 90s out there. Ogallala and McCook both checking in at 91 degrees. And there is that wind out there out of the south at anywhere from 10 to 25 miles per hour, gusting to around 30 miles per hour. So another warm day headed our way tomorrow with another chance for some strong storms. I'll have that forecast in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Rusty. New developments now on the investigation into the deadly shooting at the White House. Authorities say the gunman who opened fire yesterday was a 21-year-old originally from Maryland. And the Secret Service says this wasn't his first time confronting White House security. ABC's Eyewitness reports.
Let's go.
91, respond for a shooting at 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest.
Authorities in Washington, D.C. are investigating shots fired near the White House Saturday. Multiple rounds ringing out.
President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Just after 6 p.m., ABC's Selena Wang was on the North Lawn about to go live for World News Tonight when they heard what sounded like gunshots and immediately took cover, sprinting to the White House briefing room just steps away. Law enforcement barricading the surrounding area. The Secret Service tells ABC News a man approached a security checkpoint just outside the White House, took out a gun, and fired shots at officers. Officers firing back, killing the individual. Secret Service personnel were not injured, but a bystander was struck by gunfire. Police have identified the suspect as 21-year-old Nasir Best from Maryland. Authorities say he had a history of incidents involving the White House. He was detained and involuntarily committed for a mental evaluation. A month later, he was arrested after an attempt to enter a White House checkpoint, telling officers he was Jesus Christ and wanted to get arrested. According to court records, Best was ordered to stay away from the White House grounds.
I think the Secret Service personnel are rising to the occasion despite the challenges. The White House has some standard reaction plans under the White House incident notification system when incident happens, so they're prepared for events.
At the time of the shooting, President Trump was working with aides in the Oval Office. A senior administration official says he's fine. Just weeks ago, the president was evacuated following a shooting incident at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Eyewitness, ABC News.
When we return, photo finish. Watch the historic end to today's Indy 500 race and hear how close the two top drivers were by the time they crossed the finish line. We'll be right back.
Everyone.
You might want to snag a t-shirt ahead of the Women's College World Series. Let's check this out. Special edition t-shirts are available right now. The team is OKC bound, and if you're going to watch, now is the time to get ready. It's only a few days away. Here's what one of the designs looks like, but I think they have a couple of different options on the official team store website. Now they're $30 each. The team says every purchase helps to support student athletes. Staying in the sports world, new at 5, a champion is crowned at the Indy 500, and my goodness, it was a photo finish. In fact, it was the closest finish in Indianapolis 500 history. Let's watch the moment that NASCAR fans will never forget.
Whoa! Oh, what a month of May!
Oh, you just won the Indy 500. You just won, buddy.
Wow, take a look at that. Felix Rosenqvist beat David Malukas by 2/100ths of a second. Only a few feet between the two cars as they cross that finish line. It's his second IndyCar victory. Incredible to watch there. Rosenqvist celebrating after his historic win tonight. Of course, a big day in racing and an emotional one, especially in North Carolina, where Kyle Busch was supposed to be racing today. Fans emotional after the legendary driver died on Thursday at the age of 41. He was on the minds of everyone at the Coca-Cola 600 race today as a number 8 was painted on the infield.
The only way you can honor his memory is to race. You don't stop living in someone's absence. You know, you continue on, you be strong. Kyle has dealt with loss, other drivers prior, and Kyle said, if it ever happens to me, let's race. Line up and do what I love to do. And that's the best way we can go about it, is to race in honor and memory of him today.
The race winner in South Carolina, Lane Riggs, paying homage to Busch's signature bowing celebration after his win today.
A line of storms is moving from west to east across parts of central Nebraska. We'll take a look at that and the forecast when we come back.
But the president giving new details on what could be included. President Trump saying both sides are close to an agreement, but it's not expected to be signed today, according to officials. And now Trump making it clear that if he makes a deal with Iran, it will not leave a path open for them to have nuclear weapons. Details of this peace proposal are in negotiations, including the terms around the Strait of Hormuz and Iran's nuclear program. But Trump saying the U.S. won't rush into a deal, writing that there can be no mistakes In the meantime, the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports will be kept in place until an agreement is signed. No matter what, experts say the high gas prices we're seeing here in the U.S. will take a while to drop back down. Citizen journalist Brian says this gas station is at $4.39 a gallon. Some experts believe that could climb up to $4.80 by Labor Day if the Strait of Hormuz isn't reopened. New details tonight. Some good news on the toxic tank leak in California. Tens of thousands of people in Orange County could be breathing a sigh of relief tonight as authorities share an update on this tank. It's at an aerospace facility and there are dangerous chemicals inside which have heated too hot and are now threatening to spill or explode. Crews have been closely monitoring the situation and tonight a positive sign.
After last night, when we had our firefighters in there and get visualizations, we noticed a potential crack towards the top. And what that showed us was that it could not be as high pressure as we thought because of the crack. We had a reading where one of the triggers went off, so we had to abort the mission. But what we got was significant intel for us to come back and vet and validate that information on that operation we did last night. It was a very high risk, low frequency operation, but we got positive info.
He says with this new development, they could soon reduce the evacuation zone. We'll be keeping you updated when we learn more.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Been watching this line of storms. It's broken up, isolated in nature. There's a pocket of storms here south of O'Neill, pocket of storms here just northwest of Grand Island and southwest of Grand Island. All of it is sub-severe until you get up here into the far southeastern corner of South Dakota. That is severe. So a severe thunderstorm watch, and again, most of the severe weather is to our north, but one or two storms in north central and northeast Nebraska may see a severe thunderstorm warning, so that watch goes until 11 p.m. Most of this, the 11 p.m. time frame would be over here. Now is over here, but the whole thing goes until 11 o'clock tonight. Ooh, that's perfect for today. Honda of Lincoln Cam looking at 27th and Yankee Hill Road. The wind is blowing, that's for sure. The flag unfurled. That is a really neat looking shot. 85 degrees, lots of sunshine, but those wind gusts, 30 miles per hour. Temperatures very warm today. Right now we're at 85 degrees in Lincoln, 88 in Grand Island, 91 McCook, 91 also in Ogallala. No 90s around here that I can see. Really close in Kearney, 89 degrees, but 85 in Lincoln, 83 in Beatrice, 85 in Hebron. The wind, that's kind of been the problem today, hasn't it? The south wind at 15 to 21, 23, and just about everybody on the breezy side. And the wind gusts are pretty close to 30 to 35 miles per hour. Now we do have that line of storms kind of in the shape of an S, and that usually means there might be a little bit of wind coming out of this, but it looks like this is trying to outrun it. Now when the storms outrun what's forming it, they just kind of die because they lose what's been forming them. So that's kind of what's happening here. That's kind of what's happening there. But up here, trying to maybe just get really close to that severe potential, and I think it might do it once it gets into northeastern Nebraska, closer to Knox, Antelope, Pierce, maybe even Cedar County. So watching that area. This is the area that has the best chance for severe weather today, that slight risk. But all of us in the level 1 marginal risk, 1 or 2 isolated strong storms, and that's kind of what Stormcast says. Just those pocket storms and the better chance for the north and northeast. That moves through. Most of your Monday looks really quiet, but watch again. Here comes another chance for some storms right here. This is going to give us a chance. That's the beginning, and notice how it kind of forms that S again. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on. That area right there, sure enough, another level 1 marginal risk for severe storms, right where those storms are trying to pop by the afternoon. So if you have outdoor plans, especially in these green shaded areas tomorrow, there is going to be that chance for a strong to severe storm. So have an indoor plan ready to go just in case your outdoor plan runs into some of this. Temperatures tonight going to be really close to 60 degrees. I think 61, 62, maybe 63, some upper 50s a little further west. High temperatures tomorrow, we'll probably see a few 90s out there, but I'm going to say 88, two of our favorite numbers here at Channel 8. In Lincoln, 88 in Seward, really close to 90 in York, Hebron, well, really everybody close to 90. So we have a couple of very warm days Monday and Tuesday, plenty of sunshine, that chance for storms further west. And then we have a couple of chances ourselves in the Lincoln area for storms on Wednesday and Thursday, just a small chance Friday and Saturday. And look at that, June is already on the 10-day outlook. June 1st is Monday of next week, but really warm the next couple of days. And then we hover right around that 80-degree mark for several days.
All right, thank you so much, Rusty. Coming up in sports, we're going to talk the latest with the Women's College World Series as the full field is almost set. Plus, we'll reveal our Athlete of the Week. Stick with us.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with sports anchor Jake Homan. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome into your sports zone. The Women's College World Series is finally shaping itself together as the last few spots are being claimed tonight. Let's first talk about what's in store for the Huskers. Nebraska, of course, still soaking in that big win on Saturday, but they'll now look to head to prepare for the Arkansas Razorbacks. That's who Nebraska will face off first. The game will be Thursday, but a time not set yet. The last time these two programs faced off, 2023. But if you take a look here, left side of the bracket already set. Alabama versus UCLA, and then, of course, Nebraska versus Arkansas. But hey, this is a new season and certainly a different Husker squad. Here's where they match up. Nebraska, 26 game wins in a row, 51-6 overall. Arkansas, 47-11. Then, of course, Nebraska has played double the amount of neutral site games, so maybe that could be an advantage for the Big Red. But look at runs versus runs allowed. The Razorbacks have a stronger bat, but the Huskers only allowing 120 runs this season. And now checking out those other final Super Regional scores. Texas Tech knocking off Florida today. They are making it back to the World Series for another year in a row. Then Mississippi State, look at that upset in Oklahoma, 6-0. And the final spot between Arizona State and Texas right now, not over just yet, but we'll see. Let's talk some pro and local baseball, starting off with the Kansas City Royals rounding out their home series versus the Mariners tonight. Bottom of the fifth, both Salvador Perez and Carter Jensen helping KC get on the board. The captain with a 2 RBI single, and then Jensen gets a double off the wall that would knock in 2 more. Royals had a 4 spot in that bottom frame. While the Royals have struggled as of late today, they're back in the winner's circle, taking 2 in a row, and the series. Your final score, Kansas City 8, Seattle 6. And then checking on the Salt Dogs right now, they're looking for their first series win of the season on the road at Sioux City. Lincoln has an 8-7 lead right now in the 6th inning. Hopefully we'll see if they can hang on for the victory. And just before we go, one Lincoln Lutheran senior came through big for his team and winning the program's first ever state championship. That's why Braxton Gline has been named our Athlete of the Week.
The following segment is sponsored by Menards.
Number 9, Braxton Gline.
Going out a state champ. Lincoln Lutheran senior ace Braxton Glines shined on the mound Saturday morning for the Class C state championship.
We just came to state, gave it our all, and just, I don't know, yeah, it's kind of surreal feeling.
The 6'1" right-hander threw a complete game, 7 strikeouts, only allowing just 2 hits, helping lead his team to the program's first ever state title.
I was confident. My approach was just throw strikes and let my defense work, and sometimes they made a few errors, but it's all right, and just had to refocus after that.
But Glines has been a warrior from the start, but this is the only 3rd season Lincoln Lutheran has had a baseball program. And to capture their first ever state championship, Glines says to be a part of history means everything.
Awesome. I mean, 2 seniors, and we all just show up and work, and everyone wants it the same, and we all love each other. I am so proud. We go through a lot throughout the season, throughout the off season. I mean, injuries, this and that, but we just fight till the end. We just battle, so I love it.
All right, and that's going to be all the time we have left in the show. We'll see you right back here tonight at 10 o'clock.
Plan your next game night out or celebrate any milestone with us, because happy hour is even happier when you're winning. Only at Warhorse Casino, minutes from downtown in Lincoln.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
Ernie's